Okay, so there's all new content for this semester for week 8. And as a attendance post, what I thought I'd do, because I think these videos do a fine job, but there's nothing else I would need to cover there, is I scrolled through to week 9 and I copied the requirements down and I modified a few things I want to tell you about. Okay. So my goal is actually, and I'm working ahead. We're at in the real world. We're at the end of week 7, so I'm hoping to have week 9 done by sometime next week, which would be week 7. Or sorry, we're ending week 6, going into week 7. So I'm hoping to have this completely done. And for your, if you want to work ahead, you can. Now, this there's nothing new here. It's still 21 pages, right? At this point, we've built out 15 pages. Hopefully, if you've met those kind of what we might call milestones in your project timeline. Um, actually, I need to get rid of this because these are the ones I copied over from last time. So, what you want to do here is watch me go through it, okay? Um, and go through the requirements. And then in your post, what I want to see is any questions that you have. Like, is any of this, is there a question about this? If so, boy, now's the time to ask coming into week 8. And I hope I've already talked to you if you have them. So I talked about the different kinds of sites, and I think I've seen a variety of them. I'm doing a vanity site. Organize the topics, right? And organize the pages to use between 3 or 4 items on the menu. And this is what we talked about, but let me just give you a visual. Let me bring up mine. Oh, that's the favicon thing I just did. Let me bring up mine real quick. Go to my index. Okay. Again, when you're working on this stuff, I definitely recommend having just the IO site up. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about, where on a sub page, right? Well, actually, family is probably the better example, right? Then I would have here, and I could maybe only do less than this, but I have on this menu. Okay, so here's the menu, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, because this one, contact, I wouldn't have some pages, and then home, I really wouldn't have them as well. So what you'd want to do is under, and I talk about between 3 and 5 of these, then you organize your pages and spread them evenly. That's why when you think about this, you don't want all your sub pages under one of your menu items. Okay. And then you create your sub pages. Now, what does each page need to, and no single page sites. I've already talked about this. So if you're in question, here's how to tell, right? Is if you go to one of your pages, let's say about, it needs to be an HTML. It can't be, this is how to know, it can't be a pound sign and then some kind of single word. And that's what we call an anchor link. So you need to make sure, and I've already talked about this, how to do regular pages. Okay, so then coming back here, and this is the part I did. You do have to have a custom favicon, but we did that on week 8, so you should be good to go there. Okay, we do this on week 8. Now, here are the requirements for each page, and this is where I clarified it. Each topic will become a page, right? Not each topic, so I guess topic's probably not the best word here, right? So in this case, my topic is my vanity site. So inside of my vanity site, right, then I have my menu, and then my menu would then determine what my subpages are. And so I would say, right, every one of my, and in this case I'm using topic, but maybe it's not because I've used topic up here, right? So in this case it should be, right, related content, right, will become a page on your website for a total of 21, and we're counting the index page. So it's really, you have to have an index page, and if you want points, of course, you have to have all these pages, all the points possible. So it's creating 21 pages, which at this point, again, you've created the pages. Now you just have to do the rest of the work. So each page needs to have 75 words of content for all the subpages. And now for me, I kind of realize, and really this is where, if you're using somebody else's content, right, that's okay too, but I at least want to have that index page have 150 words for the index. And then all the subpages would have at least 75 words on them and an image. Okay, we've been talking about images, so also an image, and each page needs a unique title and associated metadata. So let me just cover that real quick. We've seen it. Here's the index. Okay, yeah, I'm on the index. So I would want to make sure these are unique to the pages themselves. Okay, so for the index, right, I would do something, and I could just get rid of here, right, but I'd probably do something, right, more along the lines of Rio's all about me, something like that, right? And then on the page, the sub pages are the, in this case, the menu landing page. That's what that's called, right? So a menu landing page would be here. You still need unique metadata there. Now, in addition to the title, we also learned about, and in this case, I want you to do some, right? The content and the description, and keywords. So it doesn't have to be a lot, but something in here, and you can go back and review that or do some searching about what that would be. And then those do need to be unique as well. Okay. Again, you don't have to have a lot of content there, but boy, go check out some sites and look at how much metadata they have. It's a lot. Okay, so associated image for each one as well, and this is what I just talked about, the unique title and associated metadata, and then all the content on the page must be updated. Now, this is what I was talking about before, where like for mine, because I don't use all of these socials, like I could either come up with different ones that I might want to link to, like maybe in my page at Fresno City, right? Or get rid of them, right? And I do need to keep the design, but I could copyright and put my own name here, just because it is my content and my images that I'm using. Now, on images, try to look for, right, royalty, really try to use your own wherever possible. Those are the best, right? And if you're using other sites for educational purposes, we can kind of get away with a little bit of royalty infringement, but we really don't want to. Don't do it if you don't have to. Okay. All right. So that's that part. And then upload to GitHub, right? In your comments, grade yourself. This is important. I do give you points for grading yourself. Okay. It's kind of redundant here. So I'm going to update a little of this here. I'm glad I went through it to talk to you about it. Now, here's what you want to do. In your reply, is there any of this you want to clarify, questions? Do you want to ask something about it? Whatever. This is in this post, that's what I want to see. If you have no questions, then you can say no questions. You have any questions on the due date? Now, if you're watching this in future lectures, make sure you go check that out. Oh, one other thing. On all these subpages, name the page what it is. Don't give it a generic page like page 1, page 2. I will mark off for that because in web development, you don't want to do that. You want to give a page file name, generally what it represents. Okay, so don't give it generic names when you do the files. I do take off for that as well. All right, hope this helps. I am here somewhere. Wow, working in the dark a little bit. No, I'm not. I'm actually working at home today. So it's actually a holiday today for the campus holiday. So I forgot to mention it, but I did give more time, but by this time it's week 8 and it's already past that for you anyway. There is a deadline for late work, okay? And that is the night the project 0 is due. So if you're also planning the end of the semester out, as we talked about last week, thinking about how the end of the semester goes, that March 9th, when your project 0 site is due, that's also the last time you can ask me to late grade items, because when I wake up on that Monday, then I get all the documents ready. So make sure if you do have late work, because you can, right? I've said from the beginning of this class, if you turn in things late, 25% off. Okay. So unless you've talked to me and you have, there's definitely legitimate reasons why people sometimes need a little more time. You just need to be communicating with me. All right. Have a great one. I'll talk to you later.